Thank you for joining the Salesforce Communities Cloud webinar. Today we're going to learn about Salesforce Communities Cloud and how it relates to Salesforce. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to ask them in the questions area in the GoToWebinar window. For the ones that we can't answer, we will be creating support cases and a member of our support team will get back to you shortly in a support ticket. Before we begin, I wanted to take some time to introduce ourselves. My name is Bob Aloisio. I'm the Level 3 Tech on the Desk.com support team and have been here for almost 7 years. I'm here to help you with any questions about your migration from Desk.com to Salesforce Service Cloud or about Salesforce Communities. With me, I have my colleague Alan Dogi. Alan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you very much, Bob. Hi, everyone. My name is Alin Dogi, and I am a Level 3 Tech Support in Desk.com. I'm also here to answer any questions you may have regarding Salesforce Communities. Thank you for joining. Back to you, Bob.
Yes. Thanks, Alan. Before we begin, just a quick note, because Salesforce is a publicly traded company, and when considering future developments or purchases, whether by us or with any other solution provider, you should always base your purchasing decisions on what is currently available. I will leave this slide up here for a moment for you to read. I wanted to take a moment to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to learn about Salesforce Communities Cloud. And also thank you for being great Salesforce customers. We would not be the company we are today without you, so thank you. We truly appreciate your business. Let's take a look at today's agenda topics. We'll be reviewing what Salesforce Communities Cloud is, how it fits in with the Salesforce platform. We'll show you some example communities, walk through the basic setup to help you get started, touch on some easy-to-use customization options. We'll then have a brief overview of what a finished community looks like, and then we'll review some resources. What are customer communities? Communities are branded spaces for your employees, customers, and partners to connect, similar to the support center and private portal on your Desk.com site. You can customize and create communities to meet your business needs, and then transition seamlessly between them. Communities can be tailored to align with your organization's brand and your mission. And community environments can be configured to best suit the needs of community members and meet your organizational goals. Customer community solutions can increase businesses' ability to connect with customers and thereby increase their satisfaction and your profitability. You can use communities to drive more sales by connecting your employees with your distributors, your resellers, and your suppliers. Deliver world-class service by giving your customers one place to get answers. Manage social listening, content, engagement, and workflow all in one place. Communities provide a self-service experience similar to the Desk.com Support Center that enables your community members to search your knowledge base and to connect with others to troubleshoot information and share resources. Communities use artificial intelligence to do things like automatically answer questions in your support forums and recommend relevant content for customers. And communities enable you to build your community with our out-of-the-box templates and our community builder. Now that we have introduced ourselves and explained what communities are and how they fit into the Salesforce platform, we will show you some examples of communities so that you can get a feel for what communities are and what they look like. Here are some examples. Let's take a look at the Salesforce Success site. If you go to success.salesforce.com, it's our own community and it's pretty customized. On it, you can see a section for questions and answers at the top, an area to collaborate using Salesforce Chatter in the middle of the screen here, an area to join Chatter groups down at the bottom based on what you're interested in. And then on the right side, you have an ideas section where people can post and talk about ideas. And then you have some video sections here on the right side where people can post videos. And finally, a featured Trailblazer section at the bottom right. This is just one example of what you can do with communities. Another pretty advanced site that we can look at is also called IdeaSlum. In addition to the ideas and trending ideas, this site has a featured community post section near the top. Top collaborators and collaborators and contributors on the right. And then down at the bottom, there's some voting areas where you can vote on implemented ideas at the bottom of the screen. Again, two sites using communities that look very different but achieve their business's goals. And we're going to look at one more, and then I'll just show you two others, but we're going to look at the Hulu site. So now if you look at Hulu compared to the other two sites, this one's a little more simplified and it looks a lot more like the Desk.com support center where you can ask a question at the top and then you have your topics down at the bottom. But then as you go further down, you can do other things here as well. So, you know, as we mentioned, all of these sites are built on Salesforce communities. They all achieve their business's goals, but they all look very different. So how it looks and how it turns out is up to you. But we provide all the tools to make it look that way. Then there's some other sites that you can look at. There's homedepot.com, community.homedepot.com, and ancestry.com. I'll just put up the Communities at Home Depot site for now so that you can look at it. Basically discussions here and then some topics on the left. And then ancestry.com, support.ancestry.com. Again, a different look on the support center. You know, it's customized, but you know, this is what the Ancestry site looks like. And it has different topics here. As you can see, communities are completely customizable to fit your needs. We hope that this small set of examples was enough to show you that you can customize your community to do as much or as little as you like. How far you go with it is entirely up to you. Before we get into the configuration, there are some prerequisites that we need to know about. Communities are available in both the Salesforce Classic and the Lightning experience. Communities are available in the Enterprise, Performance, Unlimited, and Developer editions of Salesforce. There are 5 communities licenses which we have listed on this slide. They are Lightning External Apps, Customer Community, Customer Community Plus, Partner Community, and Lightning External Apps Plus. The Lightning External Apps license is used for custom digital experiences to engage any stakeholder, including brand engagement and customer loyalty. It's limited to the CRM object. The customer community license is geared towards business-to-consumer experiences with large numbers of external users who need to access case objects and/or knowledge. The Customer Community Plus license is geared towards business-to-consumer experiences with external users who need to access reports and dashboards and may need advanced sharing rules. The Partner Community license is geared towards business-to-business communities that need access to sales data, such as partner relationship management. The Lightning External Apps Plus license is used for highly customized experiences, incorporating CRM objects, custom objects, external data, and requiring additional storage. Ideal use cases are dealer, vendor, or supplier portals, also commonly used for franchise management, marketplaces, and multi-level marketing. In enterprise, performance, and unlimited orgs, we can create up to 100 communities without buying communities licenses. However, to create communities using the Partner Central template, we must purchase at least one partner community license. But even without communities licenses, external users have some access to communities. Purchase Community Cloud licenses to allow members to log in or give access to Salesforce objects based on your business's needs. If you intend to use your community as a public knowledge base for unauthenticated or guest users, you can do so without purchasing communities licenses at all. For example, guest users can access publicly available community pages to read content, review knowledge articles, and perform tasks, which do not require them to log in, such as creating cases. Now that we know what we need to begin, let's get started. Please give me a moment to switch over to my demo org. First, let's enable Salesforce communities. For the purposes of this demo, the communities are already enabled on my site. However, I'll show you the path on how to enable it for the first time if you haven't enabled it already. To enable communities, click the large gear icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen and select Setup. In the Quick Find box, type in the word Communities and then select Community Settings from the result. Click the Enable Community Workspace checkbox and then hit Save. Once communities have been enabled, we can start building our communities. Click on the All Communities link on the left side, or if you're not on a menu that has it, type in All Communities in the Quick Find box. Then click on New Community. From here, we can now select the look and feel for our community, or the theme. Please note that we have created a desk-like theme called the HANA theme. To install this theme so that you can select it on the screen, please go to support.desk.com, type in HANA in the search box, and follow the on-screen instructions to install it within a few minutes. Or you can use one of the existing Service Cloud themes that are available. For the purposes of the webinar, we have already installed the HANA theme. Select the experience or the theme that you want to use. Then click the Get Started button. Give the site a name and optional directory path. I'm going to name mine Scones. Then click Create. We may need to wait a few minutes for the community to be created. You'll see this animation while it's being created. Great. Once the community has been created, click on the Administration tile. Then select Settings and activate the community. And then click OK. Congratulations, your community has been created and enabled. As a note, in Desk.com, we had portal users that could log into the support portal using private access. But unless we were using multipass or SSO, we had no control over the members that registered for the portal. Sorry about that. I have a phone going off here. A huge benefit of Service Cloud is that we can control the registration to our community and what they have access to using roles, profiles, and permissions. Now we want to define who can access our community. Remember that this is the equivalent of giving access to your portal users in Desk.com. Out of the box, we have a profile for the community user, or we can use custom profiles and roles to control authorization for our community. This will help define how users access objects and data, including what they can do in the Salesforce organization. For the purposes of our webinar, we are going to use the default customer community user profile to allow access to our community. Let's add the profile. In the Administration tile, where we already are, click on Members. In the Select Profiles search box, select All. Select the Customer Community User Profile and edit. It is important to note that you do not remove the System Administrator profile, as you will lose access to administer the profile. Once you've done this, click Save. Now we need to enable roles and make sure that the owners of the accounts are in a role that has access. Let's add the role. Close the Administration tab. Click the large gear icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and then select Setup. In the Quick Find box, type in the word Roles, and then select Roles from the menu. Please note that if you haven't already set up roles, you'll be prompted with the Set Up Roles button before you can continue. For the purposes of this webinar, we have already had some roles set up. Click the Add Role link where you want the role to exist in your hierarchy. I'm going to add it to my custom Portal Users role in my hierarchy. I'm going to name it Scones. This role reports to the portal user in the hierarchy. Since it's a hierarchy, you select who you want the role to report to. Like I said, for our purposes, we're going to select the portal user here, but you can select which user you want it to which role you want it to report to. If this is the first role in your site, you won't see the selector here because it would be the top level role. But for our purposes, we've already done some roles, so it's there already. Then click Save. Now we want to assign users or account owners to this role. Let's add the account owners to the role. Click the Assign Users to Role button. Set the available user search box to all users. And find the portal users that you want to be in this role and set them accordingly using the selected users for this role profile. Then click Save. Now we want to add our users to the customer community user profile. Let's add our users to the profile. Click the App Launcher menu and go back to the Service Console. Because I was on it before, I'm still there. You would go here and then click Service Console and select it. Select Contact from the navigation drop-down list, and then find the user that you want to add to the profile. Click the down caret in the upper right-hand corner of the screen and select Enable Customer User. This will bring up the user's profile. We want to set the user license to be Customer Community Login and set the profile to be Customer Community Login User. Make sure the active checkbox is checked and then click Save. Sorry about that. I already had a user created, so I had to just give it another name. Additionally, if we would like to give guest users access to sending cases, we can enable guest user access. Let's give our guest users access to do this. Click the large gear icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. In the quick find box, type in the word All Communities. Find our site, if you remember we named it Scones, and select Builder. Click the settings icon in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. That's the gear icon here, and then click General. Check the Public can access the community checkbox. And then click the X. Then publish your theme. Click Publish and then Publish again. You'll get these prompts to prompt you for your theme. Just say got it when it's done. You have successfully set up the permissions for your community to include community users as well as guest access. And so far, as you can see here, this is what our theme is starting to look like, but we really haven't added any content yet. The next thing we want to do is create some topics and add articles to them. Topics will organize articles by a common theme. Let's say you manage a website that sells multiple products, bagels and cupcakes. You can have a topic for bagels, which would contain all of the support content for bagels, and a topic for cupcakes, which would contain all of the support content for cupcakes. For our purposes, since we're building a scones website, we're going to use scones as our topic. In the upper left-hand corner, click on this icon, and we want to go down to the Administration tab. Apologies about that. We want to actually go and click Astro in the upper right-hand corner of the screen and do Switch to Classic. Then click on Setup. In the quick find box, type in the word Topics for Objects. And select Topics for Objects from the menu. Click on Knowledge. Make sure all of the checkboxes are checked, including Enable Topics, and then click Save. We've already done so on their demo site, but this is where you would do it. The final step is to add your articles to your topics so they show in your community. We already have some test articles in our site for this demo. There's another whole section and webinar on adding knowledge articles, which will be addressed in another webinar or in our support articles and videos on support.desk.com. Let's add our existing articles to our topics so they show in our community. Once you have the articles to add, go back to the quick find box and type All Communities and then select it from the menu. Find our community and click on Workspaces. Please note that there are only 5 tiles here right now. In order to add topics, we're going to have to add a 6th tile. So click on the Administration tile, and then click on Preferences, and then click on the Show All Settings and Workspaces checkbox, and then click Save. Note that now, if we go back to the same workspace, there will be 6 tiles. As you can see, the Content Targeting tile has been added. Let's click on the Content Targeting tile and click New to add a new topic to this community. To add articles to this topic, go to the Article Management menu option on the left. And let's find some articles. You can either use the search box or select them from the list. I found our blueberry scones topic, and then click Save. I'm going to repeat this process again for a couple of more topics. Click on Topic Management, Let's add another topic. And let's click create. And let's do one more. Let's do strawberry. Go down to article management. Let's go to our chocolate chip scones, and let's add it to the chocolate chip scones topic, and then click save. And let's go to strawberry scones. Let's add it to the strawberry scones topic, and then hit save. The other thing that we could do here is go to now that we've added our articles to our topics, let's add our actual featured topics so that we'll show in the featured topics component on the front page of our site. So click on the featured topics section. Let's find our topic. We're going to add it, and we're also going to add a thumbnail for it. And then we'll save it. And we're going to do the same for our other topics. So as you can see, we've added our 3 topics to our featured topics, and we've given them images. And then we've clicked save. So we've added our articles to our topics on our community. Let's go look at our community. So as you can see, we have our community set up here with our 3 topics on it, and within each topic we have the articles listed for each topic, so we can put multiple articles in the topics. But as you can see, our site is here, but it's pretty bland. Let's add some components to snazz it up a little. In the upper left-hand corner, click on Builder. Let's remove the Browse by Topic section. And then let's click on the Component section. And let's add a Featured Topic section instead. And we'll name it My Featured, or my hot and then we'll save it. Now we're going to add a headline to our site. So just like this, we can go into here and we can find the headline component and drag it onto our site. Didn't drag. There we go. Let's move this out a little bit. Welcome. This is a place where you can find anything about our scones. So as you can see, we just changed our site a little bit. We've snazzed it up a little bit, but we're still going to do a little bit more. We're going to get a little fancier. And we're going to click on the components again. And let's say we want to add a calendar of events to our site. Why the dragging's not working. As you can see, I just added a calendar to our site. It's really that simple. In addition to that, we could change the colors of our site on the theme. So let's say our theme is not really blue. Let's say we're a red company, and we want to change all of these colors to red. Click on the theme icon in the left side of the screen. Click on colors. Click on action color, and let's make it a red color. As you can see, we've changed all our colors from blue to red, even the little things here. And you can go in here and you can change any colors that you want. For now, I'm just going to change the action color. In addition, you can upload your company's logos. I'm not going to do it here, but you can upload the logos. You can change the fonts, and there's a lot more you can do here. We're not really going to get into the advanced topics, but those are certain things you can do. But for now, let's just publish it and see what it looks like on our site. As you can see, we've just completely transformed our site. We've added a calendar of events. We've added my hot scones topics. We've added a little welcome button here. And all of this can be customized. As you can see, I've logged in. And like I said, it was just that easy to add additional components to your site. But there's more. If you click on the button where your username is, up here in the upper right, and then click on my profile, you can see your chatter feed history. So if you're chattering back and forth with other people, you can see your history here in the feed. These are posts that you've commented or replied to. You can see your case history. These are cases that you've opened, similar to the My Cases in the Desk.com portal. You can see stats on your profile's activity. So up here you can see how many people are following you, how many followers you have in Chatter, how many times you've posted, how many times you've commented, how many times you've liked. You can see what groups you belong to. This user doesn't belong to any groups. You can see any files you've uploaded. You can see who's following you and who you're following, as well as edit your own profile information. That's it. We have successfully built a basic community. There is a lot more that you can do with it. It can be as complex or as simple as you want it to be. This was just an introduction to communities, but there are more advanced topics, such as creating a workflow for cases sent in from your community to assign them to appropriate queues, adding other components such as Chatter to your community, and using data categories and groups to further categorize your articles in your community. You will be able to find out more about these features in possible future webinars, and you can also visit our resources. I'm going to give you a moment to soak everything in that we just went over before we talk about the resources. Okay, the best resource for guidance is going to be support.desk.com. Here we have dozens of support articles geared toward the migration to Service Cloud. Click the green bar at the top of the screen and select either the transition overview or the implementation journey. So if you click this green bar, you can either do the transition overview if you're just in the midst of transitioning from Desk to Service Cloud, or if you already have migrated to Service Cloud and you want to know more about what you can do, you would click on the implementation journey. In the implementation journey, you can find a series of videos on setting up communities, including many of the advanced topics that we were not able to cover today. So if you go to implementation journey and then go down to the bottom, there's setting up knowledge, which is, if you remember earlier in the thread, we had already had knowledge articles set up. And then there's setting up communities. So you can click on these and they'll give you video walkthroughs step by step on what we just went over, as well as some additional topics. There's also some additional resources. This article here will help you determine which communities user licenses are best for you. This article has some prerequisites for creating customer service communities. And this article is a FAQ about customer service communities. To recap what we've gone over, we have explained what Salesforce Communities Cloud is and how it fits in with the Salesforce platform. We have shown some example communities to show you what is possible in communities. We have performed a walkthrough of the basic setup to help you get started. We've touched on some easy-to-use customization options like components and basic theme edits. Showed a brief overview of what our finished community looks like. And finally, we've reviewed some resources.